So here we are for game 2 of the second round of Swiss. I haven't recorded the first one. I should have mentioned my opponent actually, a chap called Dan, who came down from Cardiff with a group, virtually all of which were running Weyland, which is always enough to make any runner depressed. However, he is running because we built it. So advanceable ice galore, I suspect. No mulligans this round. He was regaling me with a tale of how he managed to flatline himself in a previous tournament first turn, which was a little bit horrible for him, bless him. But yeah, so not quite as bad as that, thankfully. So no ice, or am I just? Hang on, sorry, bear with me. No, there we are. Right, okay, ice. It's a hedge fund.
Not one of those guys.
Or a beanstalk. I can't actually quite see it as a beanstalk, I think. No, there's a hedge fund. Can't quite see it from here. This is the problem with my camera. So icing up R&D and HQ, very standard play. And on to my Andromeda deck. So, first click. It's the case of setting up the rig. My recollection of this game is a little bit hazy, so I have to apologise if I make a mistake here. So easy mark, first click. Second click. We have a... oh crumbs. Data sucker. Third click. We have Desperado. And last click, Dirty Laundry Archives. So I managed to use my free 4 cards to great effect. I've got a very nice rig established already. And, well, I say a rig, but certainly I'm always happy to see a Data Sucker and a Desperado click 1. Sorry, turn 1. And over back to Dan. Setting up the remote. Putting something in the remote, advancing it once. Instantly making me a little bit worried of an early score, but hey. So, Masanori comes out onto the field. Yes, you better check him out. He's this deck was inspired a great deal by an Appreciate cast. I am actually subscribed to him on this channel, so feel free to have a look at his game. So, inside job. The remote, and I will have that, thank you very much. So a nice 2-point agenda, and now comes the value. So I gain a credit. Oh no, it didn't put a data sucker count. I thought I was about to make a mistake, but I do get to draw a card with Masanori. There may be mistakes in these games. I apologise in advance. The thrill and terror of tournament play tends to lead to errors. So 2 clicks left. There's nothing quite like the value of running, getting an agenda, getting a credit, and getting a card. So, Reza's Data Pike, which I obviously can't break. Does mean I have to take a tag, which I will then pay. Oh no, I'm not going to pay to break. I thought I ran last click. Oh, heavens above and earth below. Shame on me. So again, Masanori, just for those of you who aren't aware, if you fail a run, the first run on a turn, you gain a tag. If you succeed the first run on a turn, you get a card. So high risk, high reward, but there is a way to make even the tag work very well for you. At this point, however, I was immensely concerned with Scorched Earth. I'm pretty sure I'm actually sitting on 3 cards, hence my furious shuffling. 1 Scorched will do it, but thankfully for me, as you can see from the length of the video, he didn't have it. But he does have another card in the remote, and he's going to advance it twice. So at this point I am breathing a humongous sigh of relief. It was a terrible play to run on against R&D last click. I thought I had a click left, I must admit. But that was potentially a fatal error. So gain a credit. I'm running on archives to gain a credit. Take a data sucker and draw a card. Not bad for 1 click. Certainly beats just clicking for a credit anyway. Data leak reversal. So that run on archives enabled me to play data leak reversal, which means I can now start milling cards while I'm tagged, which I'm going to make him do. Make him mill 1, and then pay 2 to clear the tag. So again, it was just a case of making him work for it. I like attacking extra servers. I had no way of breaking through the data pike, so I thought I would attack it a different way. Dan, of course, triple advances and scores. I think it's another, sorry, not triple advances, double advances and scores. So I think it's a corporate war. It looks like it. 2-point agenda regardless, so it's 2-all. So first click, we're going to do the standard run on archives. It wasn't to see the card particularly, it was more just a case of to gain a credit, data sucker, and draw a card. Value! Not even buy one get one free, it's better than that. And it certainly means that opponents are very keen to ice up archives quickly. And that's another ice I don't have to worry about on R&D or on a remote server, which I find very strong. I did it again. Again, just for the extra value of a data sucker token. Did it again. And play daily casts. Final click. Setting the economy up. Not too worried about finding my breakers just yet. Though I will soon. So, setting up the remote. Another double advance. So, again, going for the early plays. Not expecting much in the way of traps with this deck, but I certainly am expecting agendas, so I want to run there. It's just a question of, can I? So, doing the traditional running on archives. For all the money. There are a lot of things to keep track of every run at the moment, so it does take a little while for me to access cards. So second click. Pretty sure it's a special order in my hand. Running HQ. Not rezzing, so I gain my credit in a data sucker, which I try to remember where I can. Again, unfortunately I didn't put it down there, I do apologise, no idea what it was. Pretty sure it wasn't a Scorched, that's the bottom line. So already reassured not to see Scorched in hand. He's got a couple of cards in hand as I recall. Third click, running the remote. Let's see what he's got. He's not rezzing the ice, so it's a lovely bluff and another corporate war, so it's 4 points to 2. I was very happy to see that. And the final click. I think I may have put a data sucker counter on there, sorry. It's the rush, the adrenaline, just goes to your head. I don't think it really mattered much at that point, I had enough virus counters for it not to be an issue. Another daily casts. Plenty of cash. The fact that he, again, I just don't think he had the money to res what was there was encouraging for me, that's what I figured. I think he's only got 1 credit in hand after advancing the card before. The only thing that would have bounced me off was an ice wall. I still had the money to clear the tag 4th click if that was the case. Not the tag from Ice Wall, you understand, but the tag from John Masonori. Lot going on. Taking lots of monies. For the corporation that is, and myself, first click. My traditional run on archives, I believe, or maybe a run on HQ actually. Yep, run on HQ. Again, sorry, didn't put it down, no idea what it was, wasn't Scorched. Don't think he was running Scorched in the deck. So, to plot the final few clicks out. Second click, third click, I'm using special order to go and fetch a Yogg. Install it on the third click. Looking to break through on R&D. Again, opening up as many vulnerabilities as I can. If he ever seals up R&D heavily, I can use Masonori and Data Leak Reversal to nil R&D and then attack archives instead. Access. Nothing. Piece of ice. I think it was Grim. Something horrible like that. Nothing like the nastiness of traction programs. Not quite happy with my rig so far. Obviously very aggressive, but very strong. Opponent drawing. Possibly looking for some economy, I would imagine. Struggling at the moment, having to click for credits, which he does there twice. And loading up his hand at the same time. First click, running R&D for free. And gaining a credit, a data sucker and a card. And nothing else. That's fine. That's not bad for a click. Second click. Running HQ. Not rezzing. So I do my... Just in case I run out of data, I'm probably running out of virus counters at this point, but there we go. Access. Nothing. I think, as I remember, he had a couple more closed accounts, which you can see he had discarded already. He had a few nasty things to do against... I didn't want to get tagged. I had a lot of money in the bank, and I was very concerned about a closed accounts. It would have hurt a great deal. The data sucker would have softened the blow. Another run on our HQ. And there's another closed accounts. I actually finally remembered to start putting them down on the table, so everyone could see them. And last click was a run against archives. Because why not? Oh, another HQ. Sorry, apologise. HQ run. I guess I might as well. Again, I haven't seen any snares, and I don't think he had the money to trigger them anyway. So icing up archives, looking to secure the centrals, and icing up R&D. So looking to block me off, trying to stop me getting the value, probably looking to trigger his closed accounts. Run HQ not rezzing, no idea what that piece of ice was. Again, I didn't really care what I was seeing, I was fairly certain there weren't agendas there. It didn't matter. It's a very valuable click. It's like a professional contacts, but with a data sucker counter as well. So, running R&D. He's not rezzing that out with piece of ice. And unfortunately, I'm not seeing any agendas. Poor data virus counters have absolutely nothing to be used on. Heartbreak.
Quite a lot of fantasy going on.
In goes that to the bin. I think I forgot to take it off at the beginning of the turn. Thankfully, my opponent wasn't too worried about that. I think I had enough money in the bank, as you can see, for it not really to bear that much impact on the game. At this point, it's very difficult. There's not a great deal for me to attack. I'll play sure gamble because you can never have enough money. But I've pretty much got my rig established. There's not really a great piece of ice for me to bounce off. Data pike costs me 2, which isn't ideal. It means it's costing me 4 effectively each turn to run, mill 2, clear the tag. Not a great economy for 2 cards. It's okay, but at the moment I don't have to do it. I can see exactly what is coming into his hand. I've already had a good look at his hand, and I'm not too worried about what I see, other than the closed accounts. But let's be honest, he's not going to see-source me. So, the final credits off daily casts, and we are Maker's Eyeing. hoping he can't res. The gamble. And it paid off. So run through for free. I always remember to do this first before, otherwise I forget. So draw the card for free. And access 1. Oh, it's a snare, which triggers. He pulled 3. So it's the first snare I've seen, which was a little bit of a concern for me at this point. Thankfully it was the first click. So not the end of the world. Number 2, which I trash. And it was a... oh, I can't see it. 3, not an agenda. I can't see what that was I trashed. Oh, Jackson Howard. Second click draw. Third click draw. And final click clear the tag. Not letting him play the closed accounts.
No, not leaving that there. That would be a depressing amount of money to lose.
Way too much money.
Right, just out of curiosity.
So I think that was his mandatory draw. Beanstalk for 3. Playing the Weyland that gives him an extra 1 for transactions. Which he probably wished he did at this point. And second and third click take money. Certainly crying out for his economy cards, and again you can tell. I suspect that all the ice he's rezzing is quite painful ice. So I put down Fairy. Obviously at this point a little bit concerned about the Archer. And unfortunately it was a Heimdall, sorry, Hadrian's Wall. So second click run and bounce off Hadrian's, which means I have to take a tag. But at least now I know what I'm running against. Draw. And last click, clear that tag. So again, Masanori can work with you, can work against you. Hadrian's Wall at the very least is now an ice I can bounce off, take the tag, and Data Leak Reversal. Which is powerful, very strong. I'm milling 2 cards now. I don't really want to have to run through a Hadrian's Wall every turn in order to R&D lock him. But what I can do is just mill out his deck and do my very best to score all the agendas at once. So I'll probably be looking to put down either Crypsis, Corroder. Obviously Corroder is all I really need now. That was Crash Space. So I can now clear my tags for free and protect myself from street meat damage, which is nice. Certainly makes double scorch very difficult. Again, with the credits, I'm quite confident, but it just protects me more than anything else, really, from the snare into scorched. So you can trash the resource if I'm tagged. But I'm going to be very cautious now about running on 3rd and 4th clicks. Third click, run on HQ. Some more furious thinking shuffling. Third click draw. And final click. Giving it some deep thought and consideration. Bit of shuffling. Lovely. I have no idea what that is. That could very well be my Corroder. I think it's a Crypsis actually. I'm pretty sure that's a Crypsis. I don't know, unfortunately. It's a breaker of some kind, of some description. Either Corroder or a Crypsis. There we go, that's what you get for having an incredibly low-res camera. Serves me right, really. I think it's a Crypsis. Yeah, looks like it. But anyway, regardless, I can break through what I need to now. So I think, again, went through the crash space routine. The data leak reversal routine. He cleared virus counters, so he wiped out my my data sucker. And another snare, but not enough money to trigger it. Heartbreak.
Trace successful in the run. Trace 3 next. Trace 2 next. I'm not putting anything into the trace. Okay.
Always happy to clear out the snares.
Oh, it's click 4.
So, second click. I think I'm thinking of trashing the fairy. Oh no, I don't need to trash the fairy, I've got Desperado then. So yeah, I think that it was the Crypsis far left, and then the Corroder far right. I think I top-decked the Corroder, which is why I played the Crypsis first. Didn't need to, but I think that was why. And I believe I am playing an account siphon. Oh no, sorry, I'm running R&D.
This is what I'm wondering. They're all top 3 cards and then bottom.
Which was expensive. Again, probably not the best play. I think he's crying out for agendas at this stage. Absolutely hoping and pleading that he finds one. Again, I'm not sure what that last piece of that remote ice is. Probably an archer, given that he didn't res it. Token on Crypsis, which I probably don't need. I have a full break suite out now. But I'm feeling comfortable. Taking all the monies.
Okay. First click. We are going to run against R&D.
So, first click. We are bouncing off a Heimdall, making him mill 2, and then clearing the tag for free with Crash Space. Over to him. It's a great bit of pressure. Really forces the Corp to think about having to protect archives. Even if you don't mill an agenda, it's a case of just the threat of milling an agenda, and it can be incredibly difficult to deal with.
We will install that.
So install advance and close the counts, which he mistakenly thought he could do, but actually can't because I'm not tagged. So I do tell him that unfortunately that'd be a no, so he advances twice instead. Having already seen the closed accounts, that wasn't really any information I needed to worry about. But obviously that has caused real problems for him. I think he was hoping that he couldn't, he could res that with impunity, or score that with impunity, which he obviously couldn't. And it's a 3-point agenda, government contracts, and that's the game. Again, possibly just mistaken. Again, he just got in a bit of a huff, I think, and thought he could score the agenda. But it was a good game, and then we move on to the next one.